The Raiders are in trouble. Nobody saw this team starting out 0-3, especially me, who made a video describing how they could win the Super Bowl. But here we are. Let's figure out what's going wrong and if they can fix it. Like and subscribe, and let's get into it. In Week 1 against the Chargers, it was a fairly close game between what many expected to be two playoff contending teams in the AFC. Derek Carr struggled, throwing 3 interceptions, but was able to lead his team on a drive for a touchdown with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game that pulled them within one score. The defense was able to get a stop and get the ball back with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. This was the opportunity they needed, but the Raiders couldn't move the ball more than 14 yards. Back-to-back sack fumbles ended the hopes for Las Vegas. Carr just flat out didn't deliver in this game. 3 turnovers against a high-powered LA Charger offense is a recipe for disaster. They're lucky they kept it close and had a chance to win at the end. While it wasn't a great opening day for Carr and the Raiders, there was hope that it was just because the Chargers are Super Bowl contenders. Week 2. They welcomed the Cardinals to town, who just got demolished by Kansas City. Mahomes had thrown for 5 touchdowns and 360 yards. This should be the game where Carr and Adams get right and go for 30-plus points. Or not. Davante Adams finished with 2 catches for 12 yards on 7 targets. They didn't lose the turnover battle this time, with each team having 1, so why couldn't they win? This one is an all-around team loss. In regulation, during the fourth quarter, their offense had 2 extremely short drives that didn't take much time off the clock. But the defense allowed 2 drives for touchdowns in the quarter. Special teams even got involved, allowing an 18-yard punt return on one punt and only punting for 34 yards on the second. Field position matters. Now in overtime, you expect the team that starts with the ball to win. But the Cardinals couldn't move the ball and the Raiders took possession where all they needed was a field goal to win. They started at their 37 and got to Arizona's 39. It's not an easy one, but it's within field goal range. Then, Carr throws a simple wide receiver screen out to his left to Hunter Renfrow, who gets wrapped up but breaks free. Then, out of nowhere, gets clobbered and loses the ball, leading to a walk-off scoop and score by Byron Murphy. So, it was an exciting and fluky ending, but the Raiders shouldn't be in that position against a weak Cardinals team who just finished getting beat by 23. Now, this past weekend, they lose to the 0-2 Titans, who have a loss to the Giants, and a 41-7 drubbing by the Bills. Turnover battle was 1-1, Raiders led in total yardage, and Derrick Henry was held under 100 yards. To me, this comes down to timing. The Raiders let the Titans do all their damage in the first half. They literally didn't score in the second. But it was too much for them to overcome. Carr threw his pick in the fourth quarter in the red zone. If he doesn't turn it over and they can hit a field goal, then they probably end up winning. Winners don't make those mistakes. Even with all that, they had a chance to go to overtime if they can convert a 2-point attempt. So now that you're caught up, let's talk about the bad. Carr has been inconsistent and not targeting Davante Adams nearly enough. His last 2 games combined equal the amount of targets he had in Game 1. Adams should be getting 15-plus targets per game, hands down. The turnovers have to come down as well. 5 turnovers through 3 games is too many. The average for the year needs to come down to slightly below 1 per game. Lastly, the defense has to force turnovers. 2 forced turnovers through 3 weeks needs to go up. They have to get over 1 per game and start getting in the plus column. The good. I truly believe that if you take away 1 turnover from each game, then they win. They're close. They get the Broncos next, who have been struggling mightily and seem like an easy target. Then they'll get the Chiefs, Texans, and Saints. If they can go 3-1 out of their next 4 games, then they're right back in the hunt. If Adams gets 15 targets, they win the turnover battle, and the defense keeps doing what they've been doing, then I think they'll take care of business. But if Carr keeps going down this path, you might see them with a top 10 pick and a new quarterback next year. The margin for error in the NFL is razor thin. Let's see where Raider Nation ends up. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think the Raiders' final record will be down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.